Our planet is home to a truly wonderful array of wild animals. From the smallest insect to the largest whale, each creature is unique. They live in all sorts of places, like deep oceans and high mountains. They survive in hot deserts and freezing ice. These animals have amazing ways to find food and shelter. They also have fascinating ways to communicate with each other. The variety of life, what we call biodiversity, is simply breathtaking. It is a treasure that makes our world so special and so alive. It is something we must cherish and strive to understand more deeply every day, for its own sake and for ours. Wild animals are incredibly important for many reasons. They are not just beautiful to look at, though they certainly are. They play vital roles in keeping our world healthy. Think about the birds that sing in the morning or the fish that swim in our rivers. Each one has a job to do in its own environment. They help plants grow, they keep populations of other animals in check, and they even help clean our water and air. Without them, the natural world would not work as it should. Their presence enriches our lives in ways we are only just beginning to fully appreciate. The sheer diversity of wild animals is a source of endless wonder. Imagine the bright colors of a parrot's feathers. Think of the incredible strength of a tiny ant. Consider the long journey a migrating bird makes every year. These are just a few examples of the marvels of the animal kingdom. Learning about these creatures helps us understand more about life itself. It shows us how adaptable and resilient nature can be. Every new discovery reveals another layer of complexity and beauty, reminding us of the intricate tapestry of life on Earth. This exploration is a journey that never truly ends. Studying wild animals also teaches us about our own place in the world. We share this planet with them. We depend on the same natural resources like clean air and water. When wild animals are healthy and their homes are safe, it is often a sign that the environment is healthy for us, too. Their struggles can be a warning sign for us. Understanding their needs helps us make better choices for our planet. It encourages us to live in a way that respects and protects all living things. This connection is fundamental to our own well-being and the future of our shared world. A delicate web of life. An ecosystem is like a big natural community. It includes all the living things in a certain area. These are the plants, animals, fungi, and tiny organisms. It also includes the non-living things such as the soil, water, and sunlight. All these parts are connected to each other. They work together to keep the system going. Think of a forest, a pond, or even a coral reef. Each of these is an example of an ecosystem. They can be very large, like the Amazon rainforest, or quite small, like a puddle after the rain. Each one is a complex and fascinating world. In an ecosystem, every living thing has a role to play. Some plants produce food using sunlight. These are called producers. Some animals eat the plants. They are called herbivores or primary consumers. Then other animals eat the herbivores. These are called carnivores or secondary consumers. There are also animals that eat both plants and animals called omnivores. When plants and animals die, decomposers like bacteria and fungi break them down. This returns nutrients to the soil, helping new plants grow. This cycle of life and energy flow is essential. The connections within an ecosystem are often very delicate. If one part of the system changes, it can affect many other parts. For example, if a particular plant species disappears, the animals that depend on it for food might struggle to survive. If a predator is removed, the population of its prey might grow too large. This could then lead to overgrazing and damage to the plants. This delicate balance is what keeps an ecosystem healthy and stable over time. It is a careful dance of interactions refined over millions of years. Ecosystems provide many essential services for the entire planet. Forests produce the oxygen we breathe and absorb carbon dioxide. Wetlands filter and clean our water. Coral reefs protect coastlines from storms and provide homes for many fish. Healthy ecosystems support biodiversity, which is the variety of all life on Earth. They also provide us with food, medicine, and many other resources. Understanding how ecosystems work helps us appreciate their value. It also shows us why we must protect them from harm and disruption. Their health is directly linked to our own survival and prosperity. Nature's tiny heroes, the busy bees. Bees may be small, but they are incredibly important for our world. They are famous for making honey, which is a sweet treat for many. However, their most vital role is pollination. As bees fly from flower to collect nectar, they carry pollen with them. This pollen transfer helps plants to produce fruits, seeds, and new plants. Without bees, many of the plants we rely on would not be able to reproduce. This includes many of the fruits, vegetables, and nuts that we eat every day. They are truly tiny heroes working tirelessly. These industrious insects are known as keystone species. A keystone species is an animal or plant that has a very large effect on its environment relative to its abundance. If a keystone species disappears, the whole ecosystem can change dramatically. Bees are a perfect example. Their work in pollination supports not just our food crops, but also wild plants. These wild plants provide food and shelter for countless other animals. So the health of bee populations is directly linked to the health of entire ecosystems. Their quiet buzzing is the sound of nature at work. Many different kinds of plants depend on bees for pollination. Think about apples, almonds, blueberries, and cucumbers. All these, and many more, need bees to help them grow. It is estimated that about 1/3 of the food we eat relies on pollinators like bees. Beyond our food, bees also help to maintain the beauty of our natural landscapes. They pollinate wildflowers, which add color to our meadows and countryside. These flowers, in turn, support other insects, birds, and small mammals. The ripple effect of their work is truly vast and far-reaching. Sadly, bee populations in many parts of the world are declining. This is due to several reasons, including habitat loss. As we build more cities and roads, bees lose the flowers they need for food. Pesticides used in farming can also harm or kill bees. Climate change and new diseases are other serious threats. The decline of bees is a serious concern for food security and biodiversity. Protecting bees means protecting their habitats, reducing pesticide use, and supporting sustainable farming practices. We must help these tiny heroes continue their vital work for all our sakes. The mighty architects, elephants shaping lands. Elephants are the largest land animals on Earth. They are known for their intelligence, strong family bonds, and, of course, their impressive size. But elephants are more than just magnificent creatures. They are also vital ecosystem engineers. This means they actively change the environment around them. These changes often create habitats and resources for many other species. Their actions have a profound impact on the landscapes they inhabit. From grasslands to forests, their presence helps to shape and maintain these diverse environments. They are truly nature's mighty architects. One way elephants shape their environment is by creating pathways. As they move through dense forests and bushland, they clear paths. These paths can then be used by other smaller animals, making it easier for them to travel and find food. Elephants also dig for water during dry seasons. They use their tusks and trunks to reach underground water sources. These elephant-made water holes become crucial sources of water for many other animals that would otherwise struggle to survive the drought. Their actions provide life-giving resources to entire communities. Elephants also play a key role in dispersing seeds. They eat a wide variety of fruits and plants. The seeds from these plants pass through their digestive system and are deposited in their droppings, often many miles away from the parent plant. This helps new plants to grow in new areas, maintaining and even expanding forests and plant diversity. Some tree species actually rely almost entirely on elephants for seed dispersal. Without elephants, these trees might struggle to reproduce and spread, leading to changes in the forest structure. Their dung is also rich in nutrients, fertilizing the soil. The impact of elephants on vegetation is significant. By knocking down trees and eating shrubs, they can help to keep grasslands open. This prevents forests from completely taking over, which is important for animals that prefer open habitats, like zebras and wildebeest. This creates a mosaic of different habitat types, which supports a greater variety of life. However, if elephant populations become too concentrated in small areas, they can cause too much damage. This highlights the importance of large, connected conservation areas where elephants can roam freely and naturally manage the landscape. Section 5. The Guardians of the Wild, the Essential Wolves. Wolves are often seen as symbols of the wild. They are intelligent predators that live and hunt in packs. For a long time, wolves were misunderstood and feared by humans. This led to them being hunted and removed from many areas where they once lived. However, we now understand that wolves play a crucial role in keeping ecosystems healthy and balanced. They are apex predators, meaning they are at the top of the food chain. Their presence has far-reaching effects that benefit many other species, making them true guardians of the wild. One of the most important roles of wolves is controlling populations of large herbivores. These include animals like deer, elk, and moose. Without predators like wolves, these herbivore populations can grow too large. When this happens, they can eat too many plants, damaging forests and riverbanks. This overgrazing can lead to soil erosion and reduce food and shelter for other animals. Wolves help to keep herbivore numbers in check, which prevents these negative impacts. They tend to prey on the old, sick, or weak individuals, which also helps to keep the herbivore herds healthy and strong. The reintroduction of wolves into Yellowstone National Park in the United States is a famous example of their importance. After wolves were absent for many decades, the elk population had boomed. The elk overgrazed willow trees along the rivers. This affected beaver populations, as beavers need willows to build dams. When wolves returned, they reduced the elk numbers. The willows began to recover, and so did the beavers. The beaver dams then created new habitats for fish, amphibians, and birds. Even the rivers themselves changed, meandering less and eroding less, all because of the wolves' return. Wolves, as keystone species, demonstrate how interconnected nature truly is. Their influence extends beyond just their prey. By controlling herbivore populations, they indirectly benefit many plants. Healthier plant communities support more insects, birds, and small mammals. The carcasses of animals killed by wolves also provide food for scavengers like eagles, bears, and coyotes. So, the presence of wolves helps to increase overall biodiversity and strengthen the entire ecosystem. Protecting wolves means protecting the complex web of life they support. They are essential for the wilderness to thrive. When nature's balance is broken, the cost of loss can be profound. Nature maintains a delicate balance. Every plant and animal has its place and its purpose within its ecosystem. This balance has evolved over millions of years. When wild animals are lost from an ecosystem, that balance can be seriously disturbed. The effects are not always immediately obvious, but they can be widespread and long-lasting. Losing even one species can trigger a chain reaction, impacting many other living things. It's like removing a piece from a complex puzzle. The whole picture can change or even fall apart. The consequences often ripple through the environment in unexpected ways. The disappearance of a predator, for instance, can lead to an explosion in the population of its prey. As we saw with the example of wolves, without them, deer or elk numbers can soar. These herbivores might then eat too many young trees and plants. This can prevent forests from regenerating and alter the entire landscape. It can also mean less food for other animals that depend on those plants. Similarly, if a key pollinator like bees vanishes, many plants will fail to produce seeds and fruit. This would affect not only the plants themselves, but also all the animals that feed on them, including humans. Losing wild animals also means losing biodiversity. Biodiversity is the variety of life on Earth, and it's crucial for the health of our planet. Each species contributes to the overall stability and resilience of ecosystems. When ecosystems are diverse, they are better able to withstand disturbances like droughts, floods, or disease outbreaks. If one species is struggling, others might be able to perform similar roles, keeping the system functioning. However, as we lose more and more species, ecosystems become simpler and more fragile. They become less able to recover from harm and provide the services we rely on. The cost of losing wild animals is not just environmental. It can also be economic and social. Many communities around the world depend on wildlife for their livelihoods through tourism, fishing, or other activities. Healthy ecosystems, supported by diverse wildlife, provide essential services like clean water, fertile soil, and climate regulation. When these systems break down due to wildlife loss, these services are diminished. This can lead to food shortages, water scarcity, and increased vulnerability to natural disasters. The intricate web of life supports us in countless ways, and its unraveling comes at a great price. Echoes of absence resonate through stories of vanished wildlife. History provides us with sad reminders of what happens when wild animals disappear forever. Extinction is a natural process, but human activities have greatly accelerated the rate at which species are vanishing. The dodo, a flightless bird from the island of Mauritius, is one of the most famous examples. It became extinct in the late 17th century, not long after humans arrived on the island. The dodos were unafraid of humans and were easy prey. Introduced animals like pigs and monkeys also ate their eggs. The loss of the dodo is a stark lesson in how vulnerable unique species can be. Another tragic story is that of the passenger pigeon. These birds once numbered in the billions in North America. Their flocks were so enormous they would darken the sky for hours as they passed overhead. They were a vital part of the eastern forest ecosystems. However, they were hunted relentlessly for cheap food, and their forest habitats were cleared for agriculture. By the early 20th century, the passenger pigeon was extinct. The last known individual, named Martha, died in a zoo in 1914. Their disappearance showed that even species with huge populations are not safe from extinction if not protected. The Tasmanian tiger, or thylacine, was a unique carnivorous marsupial from Australia and Tasmania. It looked like a striped dog with a stiff tail. It was hunted to extinction in the wild on mainland Australia thousands of years ago, likely due to competition with dingoes and human activity. A population survived in Tasmania until Europeans arrived. Farmers blamed thylacines for attacking sheep, and a bounty was placed on them. The last known wild thylacine was killed in 1930, and the last captive one died in 1936. Its loss represents the disappearance of an entire family of mammals. These stories of vanished wildlife are more than just sad tales, they are warnings. Each extinction represents a permanent loss of genetic diversity and a tear in the fabric of life. The roles these animals played in their ecosystems are now empty, potentially leading to unforeseen consequences. For example, some scientists believe that a certain tree species in Mauritius, the tambalacock or dodo tree, relied on the dodo to help its seeds germinate by passing them through its digestive system. While this theory is debated, it highlights how interconnected species can be. These echoes of absence remind us of our responsibility to prevent further losses. Our part in protecting them is a human responsibility. Humans have a significant impact on the planet and its wildlife. Because of this, we also have a great responsibility to protect wild animals and their homes. There are many things we can do, both as individuals and as societies, to help ensure their survival. Conservation efforts around the world are working hard to save endangered species and restore habitats. These efforts involve scientists, governments, local communities, and dedicated organizations. Their work is vital for safeguarding the future of our planet's incredible biodiversity. It's a task that requires commitment and collaboration from everyone. One important way to protect wild animals is by establishing and managing protected areas. These include national parks, wildlife reserves, and marine protected areas. These spaces provide safe havens where animals can live and breed without too much human disturbance. In these areas, activities like hunting, logging, and harmful development are restricted or banned. Effective management of these areas is key. This includes anti-poaching patrols, habitat restoration projects, and research to understand the needs of the animals living there. Well-managed protected areas are cornerstones of wildlife conservation. Supporting conservation organizations is another way to help. Many non-profit groups work on the front lines of wildlife protection. They conduct research, run breeding programs for endangered species, work with local communities to reduce human-wildlife conflict, and campaign for stronger environmental laws. Donating to these organizations or volunteering time can make a real difference. Raising awareness about the importance of wildlife and the threats they face is also crucial. The more people understand and care, the more support there will be for conservation actions. Education plays a fundamental role in fostering a culture of respect for nature. Practicing sustainable living in our daily lives can also contribute significantly to protecting wild animals. This means making choices that reduce our impact on the environment. For example, we can reduce, reuse, and recycle to minimize waste. We can choose sustainably sourced products such as wood and seafood that do not harm wildlife habitats. Conserving energy and water also helps. Supporting businesses that are committed to environmental responsibility sends a powerful message. Every small action, when multiplied by many people, can lead to big positive changes for the natural world we all share. A shared future is our promise to the wild. The wild animals of our planet are not just beautiful and fascinating, they are essential to the health of the earth and to our own well-being. From the tiny bee pollinating our crops to the mighty elephant shaping landscapes, each creature plays a part in the intricate web of life. They maintain the balance of nature, ensuring that ecosystems function properly and provide the services we all depend on, such as clean air, fresh water, and fertile soil. Their intrinsic value is immense, and their continued existence enriches our world in countless ways, inspiring awe and wonder in each generation. We have explored the crucial roles wild animals play, from keystone species like wolves that regulate entire ecosystems to the unseen work of decomposers. We have also seen the dire consequences when this balance is broken and species are lost forever. The stories of the dodo and the passenger pigeon serve as solemn reminders of our impact. The threats facing wildlife today are numerous and severe, including habitat loss, climate change, pollution, and illegal wildlife trade. These challenges require urgent and concerted action from all of us if we are to turn the tide. The good news is that it is not too late. We, as humans, have the capacity for great understanding and compassion. We also possess remarkable ingenuity. We can make choices that help protect wild animals and their habitats. Supporting conservation efforts, advocating for protected areas, and adopting sustainable practices in our own lives are all powerful ways to contribute. Educating ourselves and others about the importance of biodiversity can foster a greater sense of responsibility and stewardship towards the natural world. Every individual action, no matter how small it may seem, contributes to a larger collective effort. Our future is deeply intertwined with the future of wild animals. A healthy planet with thriving wildlife is a healthy planet for humanity. By protecting them, we are also protecting ourselves and ensuring a rich natural heritage for generations to come. Let us make a promise to the wild, a promise to respect, to understand, and to act as guardians of the incredible biodiversity that makes our Earth so unique. Let us work together to ensure that the wonder of wild animals continues to inspire and sustain life on this planet for many, many years to come. This is our shared responsibility and indeed our shared hope.